Hey. We lost a lot of footage for this episode. I decided to make diamonds. Diamond stuff, that is. Because I felt like we were stagnating a lot with iron. Now, for you, if you're watching a playlist or something like that, this is probably like, span of a couple days or something. For me, this is like 2 months. I took a bit of a hiatus from doing this because I didn't want to get burned out. I've been having trouble with burnout on these episodes, and I just didn't want to push myself when I wasn't having fun. So I came back when I was having fun and did some stuff. We went to the Nether, we raided a bastion, we built a bunch of stuff that I lost all the footage for. So that's wonderful. But anyway, what we're doing in this episode is we're going to build a thing for our Nether portal, and we're going to build a sugarcane farm. I find that the more and more I break my own rules in this, the less fun I have. I had a little piece of sugarcane sitting on the beach for God knows how long, just growing itself. And I wasn't having fun with that, because I was breaking my own rules. A farm without a build. So I decided enough was enough. I needed to go mining for all the materials that I needed. And later, I found out it was not worth it to go mining for these materials I needed at all. I shouldn't say not at all, because it was worth it. We found a lot of diamonds, we found a lot of iron, we even found a lot of copper, and redstone, and lapis, and all kinds of stuff. This was a several-hour mining trip through a lush cave that I found. The reason this episode took so long is because I had a third build that I wanted to do for this episode. I had it all built up and everything, and then I found out I'd need a ton of iron for it, like way too much iron. So I tried to make another build, an iron farm. And the iron farm didn't work out super great because for whatever reason I just couldn't get it to work out the way I wanted it to. I could build an iron farm. I just couldn't build the build on top of it because the moment I tried, the iron farm would stop working. Just all of a sudden. And that sucks. So I decided to put my efforts somewhere else. Just make this episode shorter for the sake of getting something out. And not push myself so hard to work super hard on these videos when I wasn't feeling it. That and losing a lot of footage for this episode really burned me out on doing these videos. But if you really push yourself in a Minecraft world to never start over and just keep going, you can come back once that burnout is over. And that's kind of what I've done. I tried to hold myself to a schedule way too hard with these, and they take a lot of effort. I have to build everything that you see in the video preemptively. I have to record myself rebuilding it. I have to gather the resources, and that's a lot to do. The thing that really got me out of my slump was a friend telling me, God forbid you take your time on something you're doing for fun. And that really resonated with me in a way that I can't explain super well. It brings me back to the whole reason I started this world in the first place, because I was falling out of love with this game. And I didn't want that to happen. And through this series, I have gotten a new appreciation for this game that I never had before. I have a sense of childlike wonder that I used to have, as a kid. And these videos were my motivation to keep going with it, to not stop the world, to not start over, to not just randomly start playing. But because this video has taken so long, I kind of needed a fresh start. Finish up the projects that I had already recorded. Do everything that I had planned to do before moving on. So I decided I'll just peel back the hood on this episode, let you guys see the resource gathering, and talk a little bit about my plans moving forward with this. The goal of this world was to have it go on forever. And it will. The videos are not going anywhere. I'm just not going to try to stick to a schedule anymore because I can't. That being said, let me know if you have any ideas for builds I should do. I would love to hear feedback. Just as much as I make these videos for myself, I make them for my friends. Anyway, I figure I should move on to why I decided to move on to Diamond. I think the big thing that motivated me towards it was the fact that we could gather resources so much more efficiently, the episodes would get out faster, which didn't happen, and without enchantments like Fortune and Silk Touch, we'd be missing out on a lot of resources that we need. A lot of rules still stand, like no netherite. I found an ingot, not gonna use it. No mending unless I find it out in the wild. I found mending in the Bastion that I didn't get recording of at the beginning of this episode on a pickaxe. And we don't have great ways right now to get experience, so I figure go into the nether, mine quartz. I don't remember the exact reason we made a nether portal, to be honest. I think it was probably for shroom lights. But regardless, going into the nether brings a lot more potential to our series here. I feel like we've spent enough time just fooling around in the overworld that we can dip our little poogies into the nether. I have a lot of build ideas that I'm really excited about that either require stuff from here or are just here. I also wanted to mention for now, with farms, if I can't build it myself, I'm not gonna do it. If I have to look up a tutorial, I'm not gonna do it. The sugarcane farm, easy. The skeleton farm, I think I had to look up a reminder, but pretty easy. And the moss farm, I put together myself out of necessity for the space that I had. But I'm genuinely really interested to see what I'm capable of. I think I could build an enderman farm, wither skeleton farm, maybe. None of these anytime soon. I still want to stick to pretty basic farms that aren't going to make me super overpowered super quick. Although, we're already kind of there. Now that we're at diamond level, the series has gone from struggling with copper to doing alright with iron for an episode, and now we're kind of dominating. Even though, in the Bastion footage that I lost, I die like 4 times and lose a bunch of diamond stuff. The goal of today's episode was not to rant. It was to get diamonds, get experience, enchant, and move on with my life. I have so many ideas that are being kind of held back by the whole limiting my tools thing. And I still highly, highly, highly recommend that if you start a new world anytime soon, you try to limit yourself for a while, because you will have so much more fun for longer. Or maybe you won't. Everybody that plays this game gets different things out of it. That's what I love about it. You can play this game so many different types of ways. I like to play it super efficiently, so stripping myself of that was nice for a little bit. At the beginning of the episode, I accessed the nether through a portal right here. We have a plan to build another portal thingy, something to hold it, kind of in an inconvenient spot, and I lost the footage of me introducing the build we were going to do. So just imagine I'm looking up at the sky right now, and I'm like, oh, we're gonna put the nether portal thing there. I hope you enjoy it. Interesting development. While exploring some more caves around the house, I happened upon a trial chamber, which is the thing earlier in the episode that I said would make our mining trips completely worthless. Stripping this thing of copper is more efficient than mining all of the copper in the entire world. Given that that's not very efficient, but you understand my point. I only wish we had found this beforehand, because I just spent so much time aging and mining copper. To be honest, I don't really care about much else from here. The breeze rods are cool, the wind charges are cool. I mostly just care about the copper, which will not be put into use until later because I already have all the copper I need. And I almost died at skeletons, which is great. 3 shields wasted in this place. Earlier, while I was mining, with the rant over it, I also almost died to skeletons. There's a lot of almost dying to skeletons in this episode if you look super closely. But I start to regenerate my hearts and make a daring escape here in a moment. And he's off. This was about as good as a comeback as I could have asked for. Seeing as that went so well, I decided to try some of the ominous trials because of all the ominous things that I found in this thing. And I actually won. And I got 1 key for it. And I got absolutely nothing for my effort. Now don't tell anybody. But I'm recording this after the build is done because I lost even more footage. Right around this corner is our sugarcane farm. And I'm so excited for you to see it. I spent quite a while trying to design it. And I hope it turned out as well as I thought it did. Oh, don't look at it. Don't try to sneak a peek. Well, I hope you enjoy. Alright, so that's all done now. I'm pretty proud of this. It's got like a nice little custom tree on the top. But, yeah, it's finished. There's still scaffolding down there, so I'll have to get that out. It's not the most efficient thing ever, but that's okay. Anyway, I think that's the end, so, Bye.